Alright guys, so I know this video is long overdue. I've been meaning to do a review of this perfume for quite a long time, and I'm finally getting around to it because I am not going to be keeping this perfume and I've already found somebody to take it off my hands. So I really wanted to get this review done for you guys. And I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do a review on this fragrance because I try not to say, I try not to be a negative person. I try not to say bad things about people, not people, but like people's things or give negative reviews. It's always nicer when you can give a positive review about something. And I am not a huge follower of Stephanie Letta. Like, I don't watch her channel pretty much ever, except I've watched a few of her perfume videos. And I also watched her her video introducing this perfume. And I think she seems like a very sweet person, like super, like just a wonderful person. I think she seems really, really nice. And so I would never want to say anything to like hurt her feelings or hurt her or whatever. But I guess, you know, opinions on fragrances and feelings on fragrances are subjective, and we are all entitled to our own feelings. And so I hope that if she sees this review, I hope she doesn't, I'm sure she won't take it personally because she honestly doesn't care. Like, she's been selling this perfume very well, so my little opinion doesn't really matter. But I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on this perfume. So putting aside the creator behind the perfume, I'm just going to do this from my point of view, subjectively. So this is Letta 18 Vanilla Nera. This perfume I blind purchased a couple months ago. I'm not doing this anymore, by the way, you guys. I'm on a low buy, no buy for the rest of 2024. But I bought this because I was actually talking to a friend, and she and I were talking about this perfume, and she really wanted to try it too. And I had ordered this perfume because that way she could try it as well without having to blind order it herself. As you guys know, the Letta perfumes are not available in store, and you also can't order samples. So you can get travel sizes, or you can blind buy a full bottle from her website, but you cannot go into a department store and smell them. So I tried Oris, I think it was the Oris 22 or 22 Oris. That one was okay, but nothing mind-blowing. It was nice, nothing wrong with it. I didn't end up keeping that one either. This perfume I actually had higher hopes for because it's a vanilla perfume and I really love vanilla. I was also really intrigued by the note of cardamom in here, and it sounded like it was going to be an amazing fragrance. So I blind ordered it because I knew a couple things. Number one, that way my friend could try it so we could both get some benefit. Number two, I could review it on this channel. Number three, I knew that if I didn't like it, it would probably be pretty easy to sell. Honestly though, all said and done, I'm not making any money off of like this video or even my review and stuff like that, because the amount that I paid for it, it was like between $1 and $150 Canadian. Honestly, the shipping with this company could be better. It took like 3 weeks, you guys, almost 4 weeks to get this. That is atrocious. I don't care, like, and it was shipping from the US. It wasn't like it came from overseas or something. I have never had to wait so long for a perfume. Like, even ordering from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which comes from literally over the Atlantic Ocean, comes faster. So I do not recommend the whole like process of being able to try this perfume, get it in your hands, and then receive it is mind-numbing. So you're blind buying, plus you have to wait almost a month for it. Not good, not for Canada anyways. So let's give a quick close-up of this bottle. It is a beautiful bottle. It reminds me of, I believe it's the Estee Lauder type of bottles. Very, very pretty. It has like this fluted packaging, really nice little paper label, very simplistic. It has a gold cap that is on there quite good, so it's not going to fall off if you pick it up. As a whole, it's quite nice. I did note that the atomizer is not a very nice atomizer. It kind of sprays linear, like it sprays in one, like in a very skinny stream, as opposed to being a nice fine mist. I will spray it in the box and show you guys what I mean. All right, so before I go ahead and spray it, the notes that you have in here, you guys, in the top you have sparkling bergamot, ginger, and pink pepper. In the middle, you have olibanum resins, green cardamom, and a white floral bouquet. And in the base, you have Tahitian vanilla, Indonesian patchouli, and whipped musk. So that sounds really, really nice to me. I love bergamot, I love pink pepper, I love olibanum, I love cardamom, I love white flowers, I love vanilla, I like patchouli, and whipped musk sounds beautiful. Sounds like indulgent and frothy and fluffy and gorgeous. So I was expecting this to be a spicy, warm vanilla that would be very mass pleasing. So by the way, you guys, this is what the box looks like. Really pretty packaging. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a spray. Maybe I'll just spray it on the back, and then I can show you guys the sprayer as well, the atomizer. Not a great atomizer. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, it could be worse, but okay, let's go ahead and smell this here. Okay, so here's my take on this fragrance. It smells, it's not what I expected at all. I don't think it would be what a lot of people expected. It isn't super heavy on that like warm, spicy vanilla. The florals come through a lot more for me. Also the patchouli. And this smells quite vintage to me. Vintage slash a little dated. It's pretty. It's fine. It depends on what angle you're looking at it from. I don't particularly enjoy the way that this smells. I'm just going to say I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the way it smells on paper, and I don't like the way it smells on skin. This was actually a scrubber for me. It was something I wanted to wash off of my arm. After spraying it in my bedroom, I will say that the longevity is not bad. It's not a beast, but it's got decent performance because it does last. Like if you spray it in your bedroom and you get it on your floor, for example, I was spraying this like on a piece of paper. I got it on the floor, and my room smelled like this the whole rest of the day, to the point that it was actually bothering me. It wasn't something I enjoyed smelling when I would come up to my room. I don't know what it is. It's got to be the combination of the patchouli and the flowers in here. Something makes it very vintagey. It smells to me like something I would expect my grandmother to wear. My grandmother, if she was still alive, would be over 100 years old now, by the way. And that's not to say anything rude. My grandmother was a very classy lady, and she smelled very beautiful and very elegant, and she was a very beautiful, elegant woman. So that's not to knock her, and that's not to knock the perfume, but that's what I get from it. It's not a, I don't think it is a mass-pleasing, modern vanilla. It smells fairly mature. It's kind of like a mishmash. Like I'm not really sure what exactly they were going for with this. I really don't know. I will say it's unique. I will say that I've never smelled anything quite like it, but I was kind of expecting it to go like maybe in a bit of a Lune Feline kind of direction, like resinous, woody, a little bit spicy, warm, maybe powdery. I was expecting it to go kind of in that direction, or in like a super sultry, like very heavy vanilla direction, and it doesn't really go in either. It's just, it kind of smells like an accident, and I don't mean that in a rude way at all. I listened to what Stephanie said about the concept behind this perfume, and Nera being in her family name, and Nera also meaning like dark or night or black or whatever. So it means like it's supposed to be like a nighttime take on a vanilla, something you would wear out on a date or in the evening time or after hours, after 1800, after 6 p.m. So I get it, but to me, you guys, this just is not it. It is not something I like. It's just not done all that well. I don't think it's done all that well. I don't think it's blended all that well. I find it quite screechy. I find it quite harsh. It doesn't smell expensive. I don't mean the scent profile. I mean like the ingredients themselves don't even really smell all that expensive. And maybe they are, but maybe just the way that they were mixed together. I'm not sure. So my grandparents, before they passed away, they had an acreage, and on their acreage, they had an antique cottage. And this cottage was actually like a real like antique house, a one-room house that somebody would have lived in. It had a fireplace and everything. And they filled this cottage with tons of antiques, including like my grandpa's old Spice that you used to be able to buy in the ceramic container. This smells to me like something I would have expected to find in that house. It's floral in a very old vintagey way. I don't know, I just don't care for it. And I can't even really put my finger on it to tell you guys what it smells like, because it's kind of like nondescript. I don't know. It's spicy for sure. Like I can get definitely like the ginger, the pink pepper, the cardamom. It's spicy. Nondescript white florals, some vanilla, definitely some patchouli. It just kind of feels a little messy to me. It feels like everything was put into the vat, mixed together with a spoon, not really perfected, and then shipped off in bottles. Like that's what it smells like to me. And I know this is probably a super harsh review. Like I said, I didn't even want to do this review because I don't want to say a bad thing. I don't want people to feel bad. I don't want to be rude and whatever. But I can only be honest with you guys. You know, I would give this same type of review to an MFK fragrance or a Parfum de Marly fragrance. It doesn't matter who's behind the scent. I know that behind every perfume is a perfumer and that they're a person. And so it could be insulting to talk about their art, so to speak, in a negative way. Like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything. And that's why I almost didn't even want to review this, because I wish nothing but the best for Stephanie. But the scent itself, I can't give it to my daughter because it smells kind of, I asked her if she wanted it and she said she didn't really like it. It's almost also reminding me a little bit of YSL Manifesto, but not that it smells like that, but it kind of gives off the same vibe. If you're wondering like, what category does this perfume fall under? It falls under that YSL Manifesto kind of vibe. It's a spicy, floral, oriental, patchouli, vanilla. But YSL Manifesto is 100 times better. It's perfected, it's blended, it's smooth. It's also kind of reminding me a little bit like in the direction of a Angelique Noir from Guerlain. Not that this smells like Angelique Noir, but it's kind of like in that direction. Like if you were to add a little bit of Angelica. So if you were to add a little bit of Angelica to this, it would smell kind of along the lines of an Angelique Noir. So it's got that spiciness, it's got that floral component, it would have then that green component. It's missing something. If they would have lightened up on the patchouli and the musk, I think this would have been a lot nicer. I will just say, not my cup of tea. I have seen a couple people review this fragrance who absolutely loved it. I only watched a couple of reviews because I didn't want to be swayed one way or another. My friend almost blind purchased a bottle, and I'm so glad she didn't, because she's not the type of person who blind buys perfume. She's not the type of person who just will blindly throw $100 or $200 toward a perfume. And she was so pumped for this. Like, she really thought this was going to be something that she liked. And actually, I haven't spoken to her in a while, and I don't know if she ever ended up getting this or not. I hope she didn't spend her money on it, because I think she honestly would have been disappointed. Maybe not, but it's too mature. It smells kind of messy. It smells, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they were going for with this, but I feel like it just didn't quite get there. Maybe it did for them, but for me, it didn't quite get there. So sorry that this review is a little bit vague, and I'm maybe not giving you guys the best objective review of it, like telling you what quite does it smell like. But just know that if we have similar tastes, I don't know if this would be really your cup of tea. Honestly, it's hard because I don't have any other vanilla perfumes that are quite this composition. I will give it that. It is a unique combination of notes, but maybe there's a reason that people don't put them together like that. I don't know. Yeah, to me, it just smells very vintage, very dated. Like, this is something I would expect to find. You know what? If this actually came out in like the 20s, I feel like this would have been so popular. I feel like this, I will say that it is giving off glamorous vibes. It is giving off glamorous vintage vibes. Something like, I think like Marilyn Monroe type of thing, or like I said, something my grandmother might have liked for a date night or something. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't quite hit the mark for me. So, and I feel like it just isn't super smoothly blended. And the more it sits on my skin, the more I dislike it. Like, when I was wearing this on my skin, I kept getting like whiffs of it throughout the day, and I kept wanting to just wash it off. In fact, I think at one point I did actually go up into the bathroom and washed off my arm and changed my shirt, because I just was not liking it. It was not one of those scents where I'm picking it up and I'm like, oh, something smells kind of good. It was one of those scents where I was picking it up and I was like, what smells? What is that? Like, what is that scent? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's that perfume. It was that kind of experience. So that is my review of Vanilla Nera from Letta. I will say I do not think it smells really expensive. Atomizer, not that good. Packaging, very pretty. Longevity, decent. Scent profile, fairly unique, but not great in its category. If you want my advice, you guys, if you want a cardamom vanilla perfume, you want something a little bit more in this direction, check out Lune Feline from Atelier des Ors. Check out Acro Bake. Check out Sweetly Known from Kerosene. What else? Check out Christian Louboutin Luby Rouge if you want a cardamom vanilla, if you want that kind of thing. Starlight from Xerjoff. Like, any of those cardamom, vanilla, spicy fragrances are going to be better for you than this. Don't blind buy this. In fact, I should actually sell decants. I should sell samples of this just so people can try it, because so many people out there are curious, and unless you know someone with it, you can't try it. You're stuck blind buying it and hoping that you like it. And if you live in Canada, you're stuck waiting almost a month for something that you don't even know if you like. Pretty pretty scary to me. Honestly, you guys, I will not be blind purchasing any more from this company. I've blind bought both of her releases and I did not keep either of them. Just to give a quick recap of 22 Oris. That one was actually decent, but there's so many great Oris perfumes out there. 22 Oris was kind of like, take De Los Santos from Byredo, mix it with an Ariana Grande perfume. It was like, take your woody, like cozy, fluffy Oris, your buttery Oris root, and then mix it with a celebrity perfume, and boom, you've got 22 Oris. It was like a kind of sweet, fluffy, not very expensive smelling, buttery Oris fragrance. So the thing is, a lot of people who try some of these perfumes and think, oh my gosh, this is so good, like it's so wow, it's so awesome. Those people have not broadened their nose, because if you have smelled some of the truly great cardamom perfumes out there, this is not even anything in comparison. If you have tried some of the great Oris perfumes that are out there, there's so many good Oris perfumes on the market that are from niche houses. And if you get your nose on those Oris fragrances, 22 Oris is like nothing in comparison. But the reason people like it is because they're like, oh my God, it's so unique. It's got this like woody thing to it. It's like so musky, and they think it just smells incredible. But that's because that's their first experience ever trying Oris. And yeah, Oris smells great. And no, Oris is not used in a lot of mainstream perfumes. It's not used in a lot of designer perfumes that you're going to find. So yeah, I'm sorry for being negative. I honestly really hope she doesn't find this video. And if she does, I don't know what to say. I'm very sorry. I don't like to say a bad thing about anything. I don't like to ever make anybody feel bad, but people are going to have mixed reviews. That's just the way it is. And we're all entitled to our own feelings about perfume. So that is my sort of long-winded feelings about this perfume. I was going to try to make it short and sweet. Obviously I didn't. I don't think I know how to make anything short and sweet, honestly. I just like to talk and I ramble. But hey, it's nice to sit there and drink coffee and enjoy these reviews. So I will not be blind purchasing anything else from Letta, unless, you know what, I actually don't think I will, because even if it is a good, like a vanilla fragrance, which I love vanillas, I already have enough vanilla perfumes. I love all the vanilla perfumes I have. And I just don't think they're worth it. I don't think the price is worth it. I don't think the waiting time is worth it. I don't think that the atomizers are very good. Yeah, maybe if I had liked one of her scents so far and thought it was worth keeping, but yeah, they're just not for me. So I think it's great. Like, I think the people who love her and have been like her OG channel watchers and stuff, and they really support her and they want to support her, I feel like those are the people who are really going to be going after this perfume. But I think if you were to blind sniff this perfume amongst a panel of people who are perfume experts, I really feel like you're not going to get the greatest like feedback. And I wonder who actually the perfumer was, because then I'm not even insulting her, I'm insulting the perfumer, right? But anyway, that's my thoughts, you guys. Yeah, hope everybody has a nice day. Thanks for watching.